Welcome back to the program. This Saturday, beIN Sports is very proud to be bringing the Grand National Horse Racing event to the North American audience for the very first time. The annual event from Aintree Racecourse in Liverpool is a handicap steeplechase over 4.5 miles and is the most lucrative on the European racing calendar. And it turns out our own Ray Hudson is a huge fan of the event and horse racing in general, and he joins us to discuss the event. Welcome, Ray.
Go on, go on. Get the whip out.
So used to seeing you with the football chat, Barcelona and whatnot. Just had you on the program, of course, last night. Now we're here to talk about the horse racing. For those of us who are not so familiar with the Grand National, Raymond, what makes it such a special event?
It's beyond special. It's the most iconic race arguably in the world. It is steeped in tradition and history. It was first run in something like 1839. A long time ago, and there used to be 66 runners in it, and the fences are what makes it. These wonderful horses challenge each other in a handicap, as you said, Jeremy, and the fences are so awesome. These are 7-foot fences, and they drop down on the other side 3 more feet, so literally you're going to be landing on your horse 10 feet down.
Wow.
And all these fences that are such challenging for the horses of gained notoriety. Beecher's Brook is one, Valentine's is another, the Canal Turn, and it's a torturous test for the character of the horse as well as the jockey. 4.5 mile, 30 fences. They've got to go around the track twice. Everybody bets on the race. The grandmothers, the vicars, the nuns. Everybody gets the pin out and takes a horse. Not one, but 2, because anything can win. Any horse has got a chance in the National.
As you said, 175 years, so the event is steeped in history. You've been tracking this event, your whole life, or for most of your life.
Sure.
Can you tell us about maybe 1 or 2 races that stick out for you?
The one that is incredibly immortalized is the horse that was owned by the Queen. This was when I was a kid. I was barely born. I think it was 56, and this happened in a horse called Devon Lock, ridden by Dick Francis, the world-famous author of thoroughbred racing and drama and mysteries. He was on this horse, and it had went round all of the course obstacles. It had jumped all the fences, and it was the Queen's horse, and it was on the run in. It didn't have any more fences to run, and the wall of sound that hit this horse, greeting the horse with the cheers that was basically deafening, made the horse collapse on all of its four legs, went different ways, and another horse came around it and beat it, and that was tragic. And when the Queen Mother was asked, what do you think about that? And she says, well, that's horse racing. And that was one. But the other one that I'll never forget was a horse called Finehaven, was 100 to 1, and my mother backed it. And this horse came up, there was a horse that at the 23rd fence, there was a massive melee, a big pile-up. All the horses stopped because a loose horse without a jockey went across the fence. So everybody started pulling up their mounts. And this horse that was basically tailed off, a quarter of a mile behind the racing pack, it came around and jumped over the fence and scooted on home at 100 to 1.
Wow.
And I've never heard my mother scream like she did that night. It was fantastic. Finehaven. And now, Jeremy, that fence, and the 7th fence is called Finehaven. And that was very, very special.
In reading about some of the other races that have occurred, is there a horse that's did I read this? There's a horse buried at the finish line.
Yes, the greatest Grand National horse of all time was Red Rum, trained by a trainer near my neck of the woods up in the north of England called Ginger McCain. This horse was phenomenal. Heart the size of a pig. And Red Rum was buried after it passed away. It was a bigger celebrity than David Beckham, this horse, in its day. I mean, it won 3 Grand Nationals and was second twice. I mean, it was indefatigable horse, but with the heart and soul that personified that race. And of course, the race was immortalised by Elizabeth Taylor and Mickey Rooney in a wonderful big Hollywood hit called National Velvet, which was a huge hit. But the race is just, and England's always been steeped in tradition of the great races. There's nothing like this. The challenges that these horses face are monstrous, and there's been some outcry against the type of horses that are allowed to take place, and they've tried to alter the fences so that it's not so challenging on the horses, and even that's come in for some ridicule, because they're saying now the horses are travelling too fast because the fences have been lowered a little. And that's not the case. So last year we didn't lose a horse, so that was good. Please God, we don't lose one this time. The spectacle is something that you can watch all the World Cups and you can watch all of the Wimbledons. There's nothing like the Grand National, and we got it on beIN Sport.
Is there any particular horse that you would say, Jeremy,
yes,
if you wanted to lay something on something?
One that's named after me, Rocky Creek, 20-1. That's the one I'm on.
Rocky Creek.
Rocky Creek.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Our coverage of the Grand National will start on Saturday morning for you at 8:15 Eastern Time, and it is being played on beIN Sports Play. And it will run until 12:15, 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time till 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We will then show a condensed version of the event on Wednesday, April the 9th, on beIN Sports from 6 p.m. Eastern Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Ray, thanks again for coming in and talking horses with us.
Very welcome. Enjoyed it, Jeremy. Thank you.
Time for another break here on The Extra, but tomorrow's headlines are coming up, and our daily poll question, that's coming up on the other side as well. Stay with us.